Silence for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the Tangent Podcast. It is so good to be back with you. How you doing?
I'm spectacular. How are you?
Good. You've used spectacular already. You need a new word.
What? No, I haven't.
Didn't you use it a few
I?
podcasts ago? No, that was stupendous.
Stupendous.
I'm wrong.
It's very possible I did spectacular
Yeah.
as well, though. Oh, let's see. Jolly?
Jolly. Okay. Holly and Jolly.
Is it okay to be jolly outside of Christmas season?
Yeah. We have Jolly Ranchers. They're not associated with Christmas.
That is true. You ever thought about the name Jolly Rancher? Is it just like a
happy rancher?
A guy who's raising cows?
One day he
and he's
invented
happy,
candy.
and they were like, the candy. That's a candy name right there.
Yeah, he invented candy, and then he decided to show all of his neighbors. So he was merrily skipping down the street, showing his neighbors his candy, and they said, "That guy right there, that's one Jolly Rancher."
That's one Jolly Rancher.
That's where it came from.
That is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even look it up. You don't need to.
Nope.
Because
Fact.
anyway,
Plus, people on Wikipedia can lie, so don't even go read it because it's already a lie on there.
the only place on the internet where it's 100% true is the Tangent Podcast.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say Reddit for a second. It's like, no.
What are we drinking today, Austin?
Oh, I am stoked about this one. We are continuing with last episode's trend of drinking some spilt milk with a Y. Oh. But, so on the last episode, we had strawberry, which I believe was the highest rated drink for myself on the podcast so far.
Wait, what?
It was my highest rated drink. The chocolate one last week.
Oh, I thought you said strawberry.
No, sorry. Maybe I did. We're drinking strawberry today. But the chocolate one was...
It's going to be pretty difficult to beat chocolate milk. Like, I love strawberry milk as much as the next guy, but, like, chocolate milk is in its own league.
Right, I'm saying the chocolate was the best drink we've had so far.
Right, so this is going to be a rough follow-up. We should have started with the strawberry.
Let's crack this open.
Oh, wait, am I supposed to shake it, though?
Oh, shoot.
Uh-oh, you already opened it. He's putting his mouth on it and shaking his head.
Yep. Let's smell it.
Oh, and before we take a drink, it almost exploded. I think this happened last week, too.
It's not carbonated.
No.
What were you going to say before we take a drink? What?
I promised that this would be dedicated to my good friend Todd. He has donated to the Do Fund.
Todd. Oh, is that Todd? Yeah, Todd. I've been seeing him popping off on our social media stuff.
Yes, sir.
Todd, shout out to you.
He is one of my oldest friends since kindergarten.
I was wondering about who that was, if he knew you.
It's fantastic.
It's so good.
It makes me feel like a kid drinking that Nesquik powder again.
Gosh,
you know?
that's so good.
Except I feel like the Nesquik powder isn't good anymore, but this is.
That is amazing. But is it better than the chocolate?
It is not. It is not better than the chocolate, but it is real close. Real close. I don't know what I gave. I probably gave it a 9 last time. This is like an 8.5.
Yeah, I was going to say 8.5. This one has a little bit more of an artificial aftertaste to me.
Yeah.
But it's still one of the best
Part
drinks.
of that, I kind of like it a little bit because it's a little bit nostalgic because it's got that Nesquik.
Okay, yeah.
Nesquik also has that kind of fake taste at the end, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is so good.
Yeah, it may be a problem. My fridge might be filled with only these from now on. If you say there's a cookies and cream one too.
Yeah, we got to try that one next.
That might be a problem.
Yeah, I don't know if they just have a regular milk one. That'd be weird.
That
right?
would be weird. I don't think I'd enjoy that.
No.
Carbonated milk.
This isn't
caffeinated.
Caffeinated milk.
Not,
yes, carbonated milk. That sounds awful.
Dude, that's gonna be our
$1
in-house
million
drink.
Tangent Podcast, the only place in the world you can buy carbonated milk.
This is a great drink, and I would recommend it. And Todd, if you're listening, thank you for donating to the Do Fund. And
we appreciate you.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a cryptic.
Keep it carbonated.
Keep it carbonated. Not where I was going, but I like where it ended up.
Thanks. One more shout out too. We have completely forgotten to do this on the last few, but shout out to our podcast network, the Assault City Radio. If you recall Dez, my cousin, he has been on a few episodes with us, and he is the master of the Assault City Radio network with a bunch of other shows on there. Most notably his podcast Wrecked, which is hilarious. So go check out Wrecked Podcast. And thanks again to Assault City Radio because they plug our show too.
Thank you much. Much appreciated. Let's get in with the episode today, shall we?
Let's do it. I have an encounter, a fun little item that I want to request from our viewers to try out. So I've always been interested in the concept of remote viewing, and I think we should do an episode on this.
Okay. I know we've talked about it very briefly, but yeah, full episode would be cool.
So I have a friend, I'll just leave it at friend, who apparently is experienced in this stuff, and they showed me one of their stories that's actually, they posted it online. So he sent me the link to it. He or she sent me the link to it, and I wanted to read the story.
Okay.
This is his own personal encounter. He said, "This is my experience with remote viewing. I had no prior knowledge about the subject when I first experienced it, had never read or researched the topic. It all just happened spontaneously. Days prior to my first experience with remote viewing, I had gone through what was for me a life-changing event. I was in my office working on something, don't remember what in particular, when all of a sudden it felt like I was pulled out of this reality and connect to a universal knowledge or consciousness. I could see the past and the future. I could feel the pain humanity had been through. This experience lasted only a few seconds, but in that very brief moment it felt like I had experienced countless lives and had received an overwhelming amount of information. After this was over, I cried for a couple of hours. Then I started writing everything I had experienced down, as I don't know why, but I was afraid I would one day forget. After this happened to me, I started dedicating a little of my time every day to meditation. One day, I was lying down in bed straight with my arms down and parallel to my body. I was trying to clear any thought from my head. After some time, maybe 15 minutes, I had my first experience with remote viewing. I suddenly was no longer in my bed, but found myself in the south of Sicily. I was living in Milan at the time. I was there. I could feel the wind. I could smell, almost like I had teleported it. It was not a dream. I was really there, no doubt. This only lasted a few seconds. I was so excited about what I had achieved that just as suddenly as I had left my body, I found myself back in it. I kept meditating the next days, but was not able to achieve this again. After a couple of days trying it, it happened again, but this time the place I was teleported to was not familiar. Had never been there. It was a red cabin in the woods. It was a dark night, and again I was too excited. I once again found myself back in my body. And again the experience only lasted a few seconds. I kept trying the following days and nothing happened. Then again, I teleported to two familiar locations. Again, my excitement brought me back to my actual body. During my meditations, occasionally I would have flashes of being in space, seeing the sun from space, seeing stars. Anyways, based on what I have experienced, the best way to describe remote viewing is a bit like you would imagine teleporting. It feels like you are physically there. You feel things just like you would in real life. There is no distinction in my experience between how you perceive things in real life and in remote viewing. It feels exactly the same.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I've heard a few podcasts and stuff that talk about the government had a remote viewing program back in the Cold War days.
Yeah, I remember.
And they were kind of trying to spy on the Soviets, but they had legit remote viewers that actually saw stuff that helped the military, which is crazy to me. But I've always been interested in the topic, and I think we should do a full episode on it.
Yeah. I wonder. So the first time it happened to them, it wasn't on purpose?
Yeah.
It just
happened.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't even know what it was. They said they didn't even know really what remote viewing was.
Yeah, they'd never researched it. They never really even heard about it. And it was after this experience happened that then they started to figure out what it was, and that there was a real belief in remote viewing and people could do it.
I wonder if that people have to be more sensitive to it,
Mm-hmm.
Because
what makes you sensitive to it too.
If people are trying in the government for years and then somebody's just in his office and does it no problem kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
There's got to be something about them that more spiritually attuned.
I
perhaps?
guess so. That's like the only thing I think is some special connection with.
The Force.
Yeah, the Force.
The Force.
But yeah, I want to do a full episode on it, and then I also wanted to challenge our viewers because with the government thing, and even today, like I've heard that people can view back to different time periods as well, and even see things from the past.
I remember hearing about a story where they like tried to see like they tried to go back and see Jesus through a certain device. We got to talk about that. It's like a device that the Vatican has hidden underground.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I don't know why.
Of course, the Vatican would. Apparently, they stole
obviously.
everything and not stole it, but like over the years.
Yeah, I mean,
through all the
they kinda
Catholic
stole
wars
it.
and stuff, they stole everything. But so for our viewers out there, I think it'd be fun to do a remote viewing challenge. And I am going to ask the viewers, wherever you're out there, just close your eyes and focus on becoming one with the universe. Prepare your mind to remote view right now to the image of my hat. So I have a very distinct hat on with a certain color scheme and logo and everything. So I want to challenge the viewers. Close your eyes. See if you can remote view right now to this moment. It is 8:20 p.m. on Tuesday, July 8th in Logan, Utah. You got the coordinates. See if you can tune in to this hat right here and tell me what color the hat is, what the logo looks like. Or just like, if you can give me enough general information about it, I will believe.
Or anything else that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Maybe they get the wall color. Or I have a lot of posters up on the wall here. I have a lot of various items in here. This is pretty much my workshop. So if you see anything.
Yeah. What's in the workshop? That's what we'll call it. What's in the workshop? So if you can remote view or try to do it, and come to this moment, hang out with us for just a second. Welcome to the podcast. But yeah, tell us what you see.
Cool.
I'm interested to hear because I know the person that story's from, and I haven't known them for very long, but they seem like a trustworthy person and someone I haven't seen as like woo woo or anything at all. Yeah,
That's a crazy story though, and did they share that with you, or did they share that?
They shared it online on
Online.
Reddit, so you can go read the story
Gotcha.
online.
I didn't know if it was personal or so. Thank you for sharing that story with the world, I guess.
Yeah, I asked him today too. I was like, "Hey, can I share this?" He's like, "Yeah, just don't give my name. I've already posted it online." But yep, so he's real, or she, he or she.
You're good at this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's the topic of today's episode?
Oh, we're kicking it back to American Urban Legends.
Oh,
The
a classic.
AUL.
I love these. I don't know why they're fun. To
They're
me, but
fun.
They're
Depending on the state, they're fun.
some of the states are boring.
Kansas.
Dude, I don't know about you.
You have a crazy one.
Dude,
for
this
Kansas,
is wild. This is crazy.
Yeah, you have a crazy one. So I'll start because mine is not as cool. Well, it's cool, but it's not as in-depth as yours. So there is a man, Kansas, known colloquially as the Hamburger Man.
The Hamburger Man.
Sounds like he could be my best friend, you know?
Like the Hamburglar, kind of?
Maybe. Did you ever watch those McDonald's cartoons when you were a kid?
Yeah,
like
back
the videos?
back
Yep.
in the day.
My cousins had them. They were great. But yeah, so Hamburger Man, he sounds nice. He sounds like he'd cook you up a nice burger on a hot summer day, you know?
Dude, like a good burger.
Alas, you don't want that burger.
I don't want that burger.
You do not want that burger.
Pray tell why I don't want this burger.
Okay, so the Urban Legends page with all the information about this says that it's a myth. I choose to believe otherwise, purely for the scare factor and fun. But so in Kansas, the Hamburger Man is a legend. So there is a park that is Sand Hill State Park, which I looked it up. How does something become a state park? Because I don't think that place looks good enough to be a state park. Sand Hill specifically. I'm going to get some hate from our dedicated fans in Kansas,
Yeah.
but it's kind of an ugly state park. And
It's kind of an ugly state, so maybe that's all they had.
Yeah. We need to have some higher standards for our states here. So in Kansas at Sand Hill State Park back in the 40s, there was a dude. This was around the time the hamburger was becoming popular. So in the 40s, I believe he was a World War II vet. I don't have a name, but he came back from Germany and started his own hamburger restaurant and kind of joined the boom of the McDonald's and the White Castles and all them.
Obviously.
And they all came out of Kansas. So Kansas city, Kansas, the state, is known as like one of the burger meccas in the country. Specifically,
Okay.
I believe it's Topeka. But so this dude lives in the hills in Sand Hill Park now because he was making hamburgers out of his truck, but at the same time, he was killing people and then turning them into hamburger meat.
Oh.
And people were getting a weird vibe from him, so that's why he fled into the hills. And he's been there ever since, and he's kind of now like a weird, cursed, deformed man.
Oh.
And some people also say that he got the name Hamburger Man in a house fire that like burned his face. So one, he looks like a hamburger, but then two,
Gross.
he's also killing people and turning them into hamburger meat, and then cooking that in his truck and selling it to people. So a murderistic cannibal man that lives in the desert hills of Kansas.
I hate it.
Yeah, I do too. I want the Hamburger Man to be nice. Like
The Hamburger Man.
What's up, hamburger
the
dude?
name, The Hamburger Man, has such good potential.
vibes. Like,
The
yeah.
potential behind being the Hamburger Man.
I've never been betrayed by a hamburger before,
And-
or a man that's given it to me. I want my Hamburger Man to just be good.
Yeah.
It's like, have you seen My Name Is Earl?
I don't think I have.
No, he
Nope.
calls his friend works at a seafood restaurant. He calls him Crab Man.
Crab
But anytime he's like, "Hey, Crab Man," like it's like a fun moment, in the show. So Hamburger Man, that'd be fun. It just sounds nice.
I'm sorry you were so disappointed by Hamburger Man.
But if you're over in the Sand Hill hills of Kansas, which I don't know why you'd be there, but look out for the Hamburger Man
Look
running
out for the
through the
Hamburger
hills.
Man. Yeah, no, I don't want to be burger. I don't want to eat human burger either.
Nope.
But you gotta wonder if it's good, right?
No, I don't actually.
Just like in a tier list, where does it lie?
Hey, have you ever wondered, like, legit from fast food or some sketchy restaurant? Have you ever wondered what animals you've actually eaten that were like
it's just
posed as something else?
I'm sure this is mostly cow, but I'm sure there's
A little bit of
probably
rat in there, like
something
else.
else. Maybe a cockroach or two.
Have you ever wondered if like you've eaten human meat in that way?
I don't believe I've done that. Just because I feel like to do that would be incredibly difficult
That's
and
true.
expensive to do without being caught so easily. And there's no real reason to do it. They're all about that cash money flow. So if there's a cheaper meat like rat, yeah, I could believe that.
that's true.
But like,
Yeah.
I feel like human meat would be very expensive.
The risk
so
is
what,
too high.
Yeah,
for
what's the point?
that, yeah.
Unless some dude just fell in and
That's what I'm thinking, like an accident or something like that would have led to, like the finger in the Wendy's chili. How many other vats of chili had something in there that people didn't see?
I heard about a person online that had a bone removed or something like that, and they asked if they could keep it, and they were like, sure. So they like put it in a jar with like saline solution or whatever, and it still had meat on it, like just tiny little chunks of meat on it. So she cooked it and ate it.
What?
It was her own meat.
No. Are you kidding
I'm
me?
dead serious.
Oh. And it had sat in a saline solution?
Yeah, she said it tasted horrible, but that was probably because it was in the saline
I could have
solution for a
freaking
few
told
days.
you that, dude. Here's the thing. If humans tasted legit good, there'd probably be more cannibalism.
There would be a big problem. That's
Like-
true. The black market underground
Yeah.
trade would be bigger than I think it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that's not non-existent. Who knows?
I bet some cannibals buy organs out of the black
Oh,
market.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks for that horrible deep dive down cannibalism we just had. Would you like to talk about hell and Satan?
Hell yeah.
Oh, because the legend I have for you today is the one of Stol Cemetery.
I thought you were going to say, like, Kansas is actually hell.
But
maybe. Is it?
Maybe.
Okay.
Kind of. It's not hell, but it apparently contains one of the 7 gates to hell.
There are 7 gates to hell.
Apparently.
I would have thought 6.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, or 3.
3 would be...
Something in multiples of 3. I don't know why, but it feels more devilish.
Yeah.
I guess because of the 666, but...
So, Stol Cemetery is located in Stol, Nebraska. Kansas.
They're the same.
They're
They're both ugly.
Someone in Nebraska was like, hey.
You know. If you live in Nebraska, you already know.
So Stol, Kansas, and it's about 20 minutes to the east of Topeka.
Okay.
So
everything's popping around Topeka,
apparently,
man.
yeah, you said that, and I was like, and I also, it's apparently a haunted place. I heard another story about Topeka. If you're from Topeka, I would love to hear some stories, because apparently that place is very haunted.
Like more so than other cities?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of stories from like regular people I've heard.
Did the Civil War happen in Kansas?
I don't know. I think the Civil War happened everywhere.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any famous battlegrounds there.
Maybe. That's a good question. But I don't even know if you can call it a town. It has about 20 residents.
Oh.
So it's real small. It's basically like 3 houses, a cemetery, and a church.
All right.
And that's pretty
That's
much
all you
it.
need.
So, but that cemetery used to have a church on it. And don't know when it was built. That would have been good to get. But it's a very old church. And apparently this church is just a gateway to hell. There is so many stories and legends around it. I don't even know where it starts. I'm just going to start digging into some of these stories. The mention of gateway to hell is because apparently the devil himself, Monsieur Satan, comes and visits twice a year on the, I believe, Halloween and spring equinox, twice a year, and there's a hidden staircase that leads to hell and that he comes up from to do so.
What's up with the staircases to hell? Because there was the one in the Alabama thing that we did.
Yeah,
that was the first episode ever, but I remember like a staircase to hell.
That sounds familiar. Well, I mean, it is down, so.
It's true.
An elevator to...
That's too convenient.
Yeah, right. Escalator's also too inconvenient. You got to
yeah.
walk. Like, it's hell. It's hell.
It's just, you're going down
You
that
ascend
staircase, but
to
it
heaven.
feels like you're going uphill the whole way.
Oh.
In the snow, except it's hell spreading out both ways.
Now, why do you think he might visit this place, huh?
Because it's a spooky place.
Yeah, it is. But apparently, there was a witch that lived there. And this witch and Satan himself had an offspring together.
Oh.
And this offspring was a half demon, half wolf thing. And apparently, there's 2 stories about it. One is it was locked in the basement, basically, of that church and, like, fed scraps and never seen the light of day.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, he actually got out for 11 months where a lot of killings happened of animals and stuff like that.
How old was he when he got out?
He would have been 10 years old-ish.
Dang, okay.
But another story says that he died at 3 years old. But regardless, he is buried there. Some people say he's buried beneath the church, and some it's beneath a tree. But so every 6 months, he comes to visit his son. And then later, the witch was hanged from the tree that the devil's son was buried underneath.
All adds up for quality.
Oh, yeah.
Quality
So what
haunting.
we have is a cemetery with a creepy tree where a witch was hanged, beneath which tree is the remains of the witches and Satan himself's offspring son.
That's a lot of...
It's quite the hot spot of activity.
I was going to ask before you mentioned all that, what classifies something as a portal to hell. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, not only this happens, but because of this area is just super haunted. You can look it up online. There are actual people there that have set up pictures, night cameras, that kind of thing, and caught apparitions. They're the pretty stereotypical, like,
Barely see it.
yeah, barely see it in the background, head sticking around the corner kind of thing. And it's like, is that a person? Is that not? I mean, they're legit pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you believe if you think it's an apparition or not. But so people are seeing things, and this church was apparently used for a lot of satanic rituals back in the day. Just tack one more reason on why this is just a lovely place. Just a lovely place. So people say it was Christians that were using the church, but they were only Christians outwardly. As soon as they went behind the church doors, they were Satanists. They were only saying they were Christian to, not get whatever. So a lot of rituals were happening there and whatnot. So the story goes that eventually this church burned down, and all that was left were the walls, basically, which was made of like cobblestone and whatever they were building at the time. So, windows are gone, doors are gone, the roof collapses at some point, and apparently the only thing that survived the fire was a wooden cross, and it wasn't even touched, kind of thing. So, a little weird. And after the roof collapses, people claim that during rain, it is perfectly dry in the church, even though it doesn't have a roof anymore.
Weird.
Very weird. Very, very weird. Let's see. What other stories we have? The Pope of I think it was like 93 or something like that. I don't remember who the Pope was or what the name was, but the Pope at the time reportedly was flying over Kansas, and he told the pilot, hey, when we get to this part of Kansas, you go around.
Really?
You go around and then go back to being straight, kind of thing.
No way.
Like, we don't fly over, like, demonic land.
What? That's crazy.
So, I don't know if that's true or not, but there is reports of the Pope saying that to his pilot at the time. Maybe he's just being safe.
The Pope is really alienating his fan base in Topeka.
Right?
It's like, I'm too good for you guys. I'm too spiritual. I'm going to fly around your satanic town.
There is a gravestone that has witch engraved into it, going along with the old witch stories and what happens there. The devil child, we talked about that. There's just so much stuff that happens in this church. I read a story about a guy who visited it with a friend, and apparently there's this legend of this legend that if it has 7 windows, the building has 7 windows, but sometimes you can see an 8th.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and if you see an 8th window, you hightail it out of there, basically. Like, bad things are going to happen.
That's a weird, like, haunting to see an extra window.
Yeah. Sometimes you see something in the window. Sometimes it's like a light coming out of the window. Like sometimes there's like glass, like it's a normal window, even though none of the other windows have glass in it anymore or whatever. So this guy said when he went there with a friend, they were looking around and they were looking at it, and then they went, hold on, I thought that had 7 windows. Like, there's another window there kind of thing. And it had light coming through. And they were like getting this really bad feeling. And then when they were like, okay, should we like go check this out a little more? Or what do we do? They take a step forward and then they start hearing choir, like people singing coming from inside the church. And they booked it out of there.
That's scary.
So then he said they kept it to themselves for a while. Like, you don't want to sound crazy. You don't want to be like embarrassed that you got scared. You know, there's a lot of reasons you wouldn't tell people about this. They said they didn't even talk to each other for a few weeks about it. Like, just this didn't happen kind of thing. But then they would finally start telling people what happened, and it matches like everybody else's. They're like, oh yeah, that happened to me. Like, not that exactly, but like, yeah, I've heard singing coming from there. I've seen an 8th window. Like, you're
That's
not crazy
crazy.
kind of thing.
Huh.
So this place is just a hotbed of all sorts of activity.
Some bad juju.
I'm sure there are so many more stories that I didn't see. Just a few of them I found that I thought were really interesting. But at some point, I didn't get the year on this either. I'm really bad at grabbing years. The people around the town, it's kind of debated if they were sick of all the people coming to visit, you know, because of the tourism, or if they were sick of the hauntings being demonic or whatever. The people, without even getting like talking to the landowner, they just charged on that and they tore down the church themselves. They took it all down, all the way down to the ground. There's no more church there. They were done with it. I like to think it's because they didn't want it to be haunted anymore, but I also could see that living in a town of 20 people, having people come and visit would be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But apparently it's a lot less of a hotbed since being torn down, but it still is. And that is the story of Stol Cemetery. That's just a small taste.
Also, this is the same cemetery that they went to in Supernatural, if you ever watched that show.
I have watched that.
Where they
but
banished Satan.
Really? Is
That
that
was
it?
at that cemetery, yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yep.
That is that's a nice touch. That's a nice touch from the show, people. Man, that show really got bad, didn't it?
I never really watched it, but it never really appealed to me.
If you do watch it, my wife loves it, and I was like, this is like I wouldn't like it. It's gonna be cheesy or whatever. It's actually quite a good show.
Yeah.
But once you hit season 6, there's no point in going forward after
Yeah.
season 6 or 5 even. I don't remember what it is. But if you like the spooky stuff, it's a decent show.
It is pretty spooky, like actually kind of freaky.
Oh yeah, it does. Like, it's not like a horror show, but it's it makes you feel creepy. So they did a good job with that. I also heard the story. This isn't about Stol Cemetery, but it happened about 10 minutes away from Stol Cemetery. So still in Kansas, so I'm going to tell it. There was a house where a boy had apparently hanged himself. Yeah. And then a new family moved in, and there was a girl living in that room, and apparently she was getting like marks on her, scratches, creepy stuff, all sorts of things. The house is, I should have mentioned this before, the house is just straight up haunted all the time. Like, apparently, even though the electricity works perfectly fine, it's been checked, the lights in the basement will not turn on. No matter what you do, replace the light bulb, do whatever, they will not turn on. That was one of the main things. It never had, and it never will, kind of thing. And they'd accepted that. Well, a friend of that girl was apparently supernatural, thinking maybe she was like a psychic or something like that. You know, one of those people that are more spiritually attuned. And she did I don't know what's it called when you like go around the house and not
like
exorcism,
saging.
but yeah, like a saging and like a saying like prayers, and like she said she was talking to the ghost saying, hey, I know you're scared because you're a little boy kind of thing, and you don't know who these people are in your house, but it's okay. You can You could move on to the next side, doing all this kind of stuff. And she got this overwhelming feeling of peace all of a sudden. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting story. But then apparently, like, the dad came running up the stairs. Like, he was just like, what did you do? And she was just like, I've just been, doing my thing, like, trying to get rid of the ghost or whatever. He's just like, the basement light just turned on. Is like, it's never been on, it's never.
Oh, dang.
I was just like, wow, that is crazy.
That's a fun detail.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But
that's
yeah.
like a one that ended on a positive note,
I guess semi-positive, the kid finding peace, moving on to the afterlife, whatever. But about 10 minutes outside of Stol Cemetery is where that happened. Came up in my story research, but wasn't quite Stol Cemetery. But I thought it was an interesting story, so I thought I'd include that.
Yeah. There wasn't, I mean, all the stories were from the bigger metropolitan areas that I found, like either Kansas City, which apparently there's a Bigfoot cryptid there called the Beeman Man, or the Beeman Monster.
Huh. Isn't Kansas City in Missouri, though?
I want to say it's on both sides.
Oh.
Or the greater Kansas City area is.
Because it's right on the border of
Yeah,
Missouri.
it's right on the border. But apparently they have a cryptid called the Beeman Man. That's a Bigfoot with, like, sharp, pointy teeth that's been seen out there, and it was some gorillas escaped from the zoo like 150 years ago there.
What?
And then one of them mated with a wolf and formed this new cryptid that's like a sharp-toothed gorilla wolf thing.
Very interesting.
And that is the Beeman Man.
Yeah,
So,
well, we'll have to hear about it in the Missouri episode.
but back in 2021, there were over 100 corroborative encounters with Bigfoot-type creature there, like in the same area and time frame. But they've had actually a lot of documented reports and sightings and stuff of Bigfoot type creatures in the area. So look out for the Beeman Man.
The Beeman? Like
Beeman. I assume like he's beaming. He's smiling. The Beeman Man. I don't know.
I like that.
That's the only thing I can think of, unless he has like a laser beam that he beams you with or something. I don't know.
That'd be the raddest cryptid of all time.
Mm-hmm. An ape wolf with laser beams.
Yeah. An ape wolf with laser eyes. Let's go.
And then there's just like a ton of the haunted library in Kansas City, the haunted city building. A ton of those classic.
The haunted utility billing meter.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, some fun stories about Kansas.
Yeah, if you're from the fine Sunflower State,
Sunflower
State. Apparently, they grow a lot of sunflowers there.
Who would have guessed?
They grow. That's farmland, right? Because Nebraska's all the corn.
Yeah, I was looking at a Google Maps thing to see how far away Stol was from like a major city like Topeka, and like I just like looked at the state and I was like, it's just like green squares. That's it. Like when you're looking at the satellite image, it's just green squares.
That's crazy.
It's so much farmland. Yeah. Hey, we need farms though. I love corn.
We do.
I would lose my mind without corn.
Respect to the farmers, for real. They're the real ones out there working every day.
Absolutely.
I could never do that. So respect to the farmers.
Respect to the farmers.
And yeah, some fun stories. Let us know what stories you have from Kansas.
What's the next state? It's not going to be the next episode, but what is the next state?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. The haunted fried chicken.
You know how that started in Utah?
KFC?
The first KFC is in Salt Lake.
I reject that.
Live fact check.
Salt Lake, Utah in 1952, huh?
So there's a sign on I-15 as you're going. I don't know if it's still a restaurant, but there's a sign that says world's first KFC right off the freeway by where I grew up.
I have never seen that. That's crazy. I need to apparently pay attention to more of the road. Anyways.
Yeah. I think that's the first corporatized version of KFC. I'm pretty sure Colonel Sanders started it in Kentucky.
But it wasn't like a
thing yet.
Incorporated.
Not well
business.
enough to be known as KFC. It was just Kentucky Fried Chicken at that point.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yep.
I could go for some fried chicken.
Yeah, my hot take is that KFC actually slaps hard.
Have not been there in probably 8 years at this point.
It was so good.
So I got to give it another try.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. We had a good time with this one today. I enjoyed that. Thank you for sharing, and I would like to hear your guys' stories, should you have any, regarding Kansas, or anywhere for that matter.
And remote view into the podcast.
Oh, right.
Again, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Now that we're at the end of this podcast, let us take this time to begin another round of remote viewing. Close your eyes, breathe, and just be in the room with us now. We feel you. You are here. Thank you for joining us.
Amen.
Amen.
That was nice.